Lauren Bobert is being investigated in the state of Colorado for allegedly punching her ex-husband in the face at a public restaurant on Saturday evening. Now, I am sure that by now everybody watching this knows this, right? And when I first saw these headlines, of course, they came out on Sunday. I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to do this segment. I was thinking in my head for a full day, all the things I was going to say about Lauren Boebert, all the insults I was going to lob at her, until more information came out. Now, I'm going to tell you this whole story, and I'm going to preface it by saying, if what Lauren Boebert is saying is true, I am siding with Lauren Boebert on this. Let me read you this from the Daily Beast. This is what started it. An anti-Boebert super PAC called American Muck Breakers, who does great work, by the way, I love them. They first publicized the rumor of the incident Saturday night in an eye-popping post on X, formerly Twitter. Jayson Boebert told the Daily Beast that the details of the altercation on American Muck Breakers was accurate and that his ex-wife had, quote, punched him in the face multiple times. Jayson Boebert also purported to have a witness to the events and said that he took back his claim that police were too aggressive with him. I respect our officers and appreciate what they have to endure. I shouldn't have said anything negative toward them. I was unhappy. Now, in an official statement to the Daily Beast on Sunday, Lauren Boebert said, quote, "This is a sad situation for all that keeps escalating and another reason I'm moving. I didn't punch Jayson in the face and no one was arrested. I will be consulting with my lawyer about the false claims he made against me and evaluate all my legal options." Okay, that's the first part of the story. And it seems like, okay, Lauren Boebert's out to dinner with her ex-husband, which, okay, I guess a little weird, but whatever. You still got kids together. You have to get along. You have to be amiable. And then she just starts punching him in the face in dinner. And that's when I was ready to just unload all these insults I had prepared on Lauren Boebert. But then, later, Lauren Boebert added more. And her aide ended up telling the Daily Beast the full story. Lauren's version, granted, although Jayson Boebert does say that he's going to ask the police to just drop the investigation. But that only happened after the aide to Lauren Boebert told the whole story. Or again, at least, Lauren's version. Right now it is a he said, she said thing, but listen to this. In the early evening on Saturday, the aide said, it was already getting physical. Lauren Boebert had driven to her ex-husband's house to pick up one of her sons for dinner at her mother's house. Jayson Boebert was home, the aide said, and as Lauren Boebert and her son were leaving for the car, he tried to move in close to hug her. She put her hand on his chest to keep him back. When Jayson Boebert called later that evening to apologize, he asked if they could meet in person. Lauren Boebert agreed. However, the aide said she wanted to go to a public place, anticipating that, especially given the alleged behavior earlier in the day, he might be confrontational. Congresswoman didn't want it to be he said, she said situation. They chose to meet at Miner's Claim, a restaurant in Boebert's small hometown of Silt. Inside at the table, Jayson Boebert apparently started, quote, being disrespectful, being an asshole, getting lewd, the aide relayed. The alleged behavior revolted Lauren Boebert, but that seemed to make her ex more aggressive, the aide said. There was then apparently a physical altercation of indeterminate severity. Jayson Boebert made a motion towards his ex-wife to grab her. It was an aggressive move, not romantic, the aide said. As Lauren Boebert described it, the aide said she tried to keep him back and in the process put her hand in his face, put her hand on his nose. So, Jayson Boebert, apparently outraged, called the police, claiming that he was, quote, a victim of domestic violence, the Boebert aide said. Lauren Boebert then called the non-emergency number and told the police there was no domestic violence and that she'd be happy to speak with an officer at the restaurant. So if what Lauren Boebert, via her aide, is saying is true, it appears that Lauren Boebert was afraid of Jayson Boebert. Now, Jayson Boebert's got a history. That's well documented. We have talked about it, including in the very past, according to the arrest records, domestic violence. So if Lauren Boebert was in fact afraid that this man, like she said, made a move that was aggressive, then yeah, I'm not going to fault her if she punched him in the face, or even if she just kind of put her hands out to stop him. I think that's okay in that instance if she feared that he was about to get violent with her, knowing his history, knowing what happened earlier in the day. And again, all this hinges on which side is telling the truth. But given the fact that Jayson Boebert has said like he's going to call the police and tell them to drop the investigation, kind of seems like Boebert may be telling the truth for once. Now, either way, this doesn't bode well for her in her new district, right? You move districts and the first things you're making headline for is allegedly punching your ex-husband in the face, you know, without all of the context. And it is a he said, she said, as they say. But yeah, probably not going to help your chances of retaining your House seat. And honestly, you shouldn't be in Congress. You clearly have some problems, some personal life problems that absolutely need to be dealt with for the safety of your children. Like Lauren Boebert doesn't just need to not run for re-election. She needs to resign now. She needs to be done. Her family life, her personal life, again, the kids, do it for the kids, Lauren, because this seems like a very serious and unhealthy and potentially dangerous situation for them. It's time for you to do the right thing and go worry about those kids. Because if what you're saying is true, then you need to have a hell of a legal fight on your hands to get the full custody and not let Jayson near them. Now, if you're not telling the truth about what happened, then maybe Jayson's the one that needs to do it. But either way, you guys have, I think, 4 kids together. And this is definitely not a healthy situation for them. And that's not fair. Hi, everyone. This here is little Athena. And Athena would like to know why you haven't subscribed to Fair and Balanced yet. So please, don't let Athena down. Subscribe today.